There is no separate self, no individual, no personal doer. This is the message Tony Parsons shares. Simple, direct, and deeply unsettling to the mind that wants to achieve something. Tony Parsons is often described as a radical voice of non-duality, not because he explains something new, but because he removes what has always been assumed. He does not offer a method. He does not offer a practice. He does not offer a path toward awakening. He points to something far simpler. There is no one on a journey. Most spiritual traditions begin with an individual who practices, who purifies the mind, who progresses through stages, and who eventually awakens. Tony questions the very beginning of that story. He says there is no individual to begin with. What we call a person is not an entity. It is not a center. It is not a controller. It is a story made of memory, emotion, and conditioned reaction. A narrative that claims ownership. I did this. I chose that. I failed. I succeeded. But when we look directly, where is the owner? Thoughts appear. Sensations appear. Emotions arise and pass. But none of them point to a separate entity who owns them. Tony does not say the story must be destroyed. He does not say the ego must be killed. He simply says it is not what it claims to be. And when this is seen, something relaxes. This is why Tony offers no technique. Every technique assumes a technician. Every practice assumes a doer. And the doer is precisely the illusion being questioned. People often ask him a familiar question. So what should I do? His answer never changes. There is no one who can do anything. At first, this sounds harsh, even hopeless, but something else is hidden inside those words. Relief. The personal burden has been enormous. The pressure to improve, to become better, to reach some imagined future state. Tony points to the end of that pressure, not through success, but through the collapse of the one carrying it. Much of life becomes a search for peace, for clarity, for a higher state of consciousness. And hidden inside the search is a quiet assumption. I am not there yet. Tony exposes the paradox. The searching itself strengthens the searcher. The seeking itself creates the sense of distance. He says something very simple. This is not hidden. Only the story of me cannot see it. Life is already happening. Breathing is happening. Hearing is happening. Thinking is happening. And yet the story says, I am the one doing this. I am the one experiencing this. Tony calls that story the individual, the separate self. And he says plainly that self is not real, not as an owner, not as a controller, not as a center. Look at anger. It arises, it moves through the body, it fades. The story says, my anger. Look at sadness. It appears, it passes. The story says, my sadness. But where is the owner? Tony's message is that there is no owner. There is only what is happening. Life continues exactly as before. The body breathes. The mind thinks. Relationships happen. But something crucial changes. The sense that this is happening to someone begins to weaken. And with that weakening, life feels lighter. Not because anything was achieved, but because nothing was ever required. People worry that this message leads to emptiness, to meaninglessness. Tony's answer is simple. Life continues, but the personal drama loses its authority. Praise may appear, but it no longer feeds a personal identity. Blame may appear, but there is no solid owner to be wounded. Tony does not treat ego as an enemy. He treats it as a misunderstanding, a habit of claiming, a reflex of ownership, and when it is seen clearly, it weakens naturally, not through struggle, not through effort, but through clarity. Awakening, in this message, is not the person reaching a higher level, it is the end of the person. As the central reference point, what remains is simply what has always been here, unowned, unseparate, Undivided, everything is simply happening, and there is no one to whom it is happening. In part 2, we will look more closely at what this means in direct experience, non-personal awareness, the end of the path, and why the open secret was never hidden at all. For now, notice something simple. Breathing is happening, hearing is happening, sensation is happening, and none of it requires a separate self. Only this is here, and it is already complete. Let us continue to widen the horizon of awareness, together with Truth Inquiry. Your subscription and support are acts of love and encouragement. Thank you.